Hey, what's up guys, it's Salty Sloth here, and today we have a pretty interesting race. We are in the Jaguar going around Brands Hatch with a 2 pit stop strategy. Both pit stops are mandatory. Now, qualifying in 5th, waiting for the lights to go out, this was my first spec series race where everybody was in the same car. Now, getting a pretty good run into turn 1, sneaking up the inside of the gray car ahead of me. Now looking to capitalize on the 2 cars going side by side into turn 2. Going into turn 2, I managed to sneak up the inside of the green car and think about holding it around the outside into turn 3, but I knew it was too risky. Now this is a pretty good time to just explain why I haven't posted in 2 weeks. So 2 weeks ago, I went on a cruise and it was really fun, and then as soon as I got back, I got sick. You can probably still hear it in my voice. Anyways, I'm just gonna shut up and let you listen to these cars. Going on to the second lap, just trying to stay as close as I can to him. I ended up getting a few opportunities to try to pass him, but none of them were big enough to actually get the move done. Just to show you, going into turn 2 here, he runs a little bit wide, and I try to sneak underneath, but it's not enough to pass him. Same thing here going into the penultimate corner, just he gets a little bit slow on the exit, and I try squeezing my way past as best as I can, but it's just not enough. And you know, it stayed like this for quite a while. It probably stayed like this for like another 5 or 6 laps. Lap 9, still trailing behind him, just trying to see if I can pressure him into making a mistake. He does end up leaving a few more gaps for me, but it's really hard to get past on this track. Just heading out of turn 3, going into turn 4, I decide to maybe make a lunge for it, see if he falls for it, and he doesn't fall for it, so I just kind of stuck behind him. On the exit, trying to go side by side, just trying to get a little bit of that side draft going, but it doesn't seem to work. Switch into the inside lane, just trying to get in his mirrors, keep the pressure up. I end up getting a little bit too happy on the exit and end up making a mistake, going a little bit wide, which causes me to lose a little bit of time to him. Going through turn 8, he gets a little bit loose on exit, and I try to capitalize off of that, but this track is just a little bit too tight to make anything work. I also wasn't as aggressive as I maybe should have been, but I was just trying to be safe. Going on to lap 12, this is when we started to see a little bit of traffic. The traffic in this race wasn't too bad, but there were a few stupid people that just didn't know what to do. Same lap, I also decide that I'm not making any progress on this guy ahead of me, so I decide to peel into the pits. Trying to get as good of a pit entry as I can here, just trying to avoid going way too fast and slamming your bumper into the wall. Going into the pits this early, I thought that I wasn't going to have any backmarker traffic because everybody was still kind of bunched up, but getting out of the pits, I end up getting not that much fresh air. I also went for only fuel this pit stop because I didn't think I was going to need tires until later in the race. Coming out of the pits, you can see that my pit wasn't early enough, so I was really close to all the back markers ahead of me. This particularly was probably the most painful back marker I had to deal with. I understand that I, as the faster driver, am supposed to find a way around him, but defending your position this hard when you're in last place is kind of absurd, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, going into the last corner, I pray that he makes a mistake here, and thankfully he does. Goes a little bit wide, and I managed to secure my position, I guess. A few laps later, coming across a few more back markers. This guy thankfully lets me through. That was really nice of him. There was also this guy. He kind of scared me. I didn't realize he was going into the pits, so I kind of followed him. This car was for position. He was also pretty slow, so I just decided to dive up the inside of him going into turn 4. But going on to lap 19, the guy that I was previously battling with stayed ahead of me, which was really painful for me. And I realized he was going pretty slow here, so I decided to dive bomb him up the inside, but he kind of closed the door on me. I did think that was my fault in the moment. I don't super know if it was my fault, but I decided to peel over to this side and let him through. I did realize that there are a few guys coming that didn't make stupid decisions, so I decided to get out of the way on the other side. A few laps later, another guy ends up passing me in the pits. I don't know if this guy was like in first or second or something, or if he was behind me when he passed me in the pits, but I don't know, it was just super frustrating. That same lap, I peel into the pits again to go for my second pit stop. This time I decided to do fuel and tires. A few laps later, I came across a few more back markers, so I was just focusing on passing them and trying to lose least time as possible to catch back up to that green and yellow car that were ahead of me. I don't know how, but this guy who I passed on lap 1 was ahead of me now. I don't know how this was happening. I was just letting all the positions slip through the cracks. I do a little bit of a dummy move, which he falls for a little bit, and as he's going back to the left, I dive up the inside to secure the position. He ends up getting a pretty good switchback though, getting a really good run out of turn 4, so it's a little bit of a drag race, but I just managed to squeak past him. He did look up the inside a little bit, but I knew that he was going to do it, so I just decided to hold my line. Few more laps left to go, and the green guy that I was battling with is nowhere to be. Oh, actually, he's right there. You can see him. But this back marker lets me through, which is really nice, and I just need to put my head down and put some good laps in. On the final lap, I do gain a little bit of time to him, but not enough to make a move. Going on to the final 2 corners, I get pretty close to him. Honestly, I feel like I could have pushed a little bit harder, but my tires were pretty cooked at this point. So honestly, I ended up finishing P4, which was pretty nice. I feel like I could have gotten a P3, maybe even a P2 if I wouldn't have killed him on turn 2, but you know, it is what it is. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and comment what you want to see more of. See y'all later, and thanks for watching.